Hello, and welcome to my podcast, Tomas's Ramble. And today I'm going to ramble about leaders. I'm going to talk about well-known leaders, what makes a leader, but specifically what makes a good leader. And then I'll go in depth about one leader, and his name is Jocko Willis, ex-Navy SEAL, businessman, and an influencer. I'm going to tell you why I chose him, what makes him a good leader, and how people can look up to him. But first, think to yourself, what do you think makes a good leader? I tell you this because we have all gone through different experiences in our lives that shape our image of a good leader. When I think of a good leader, 3 attributes come to mind when I picture a good leader. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of a good leader is clear and effective communication. A good leader needs to have good communication not only with those who he is leading but also with his peers to get the job done not only right but as effectively as it can be done. A leader must also listen to those whom he leads as they may have better ideas of getting the job done. That's why it's important for said leader to be humble. Although the leader may have more experience than his subordinates, he cannot be an expert in every single field. That's why they may have better ideas than the leader. That's why he shall remain humble. Another very important skill for the leader is accountability. A good leader needs to be able to take accountability not only for his own actions, but the actions of his team. The third attribute that I feel is important is humility. You don't want to set unreasonable expectations or be too assertive as it will make for a negative environment. There are many well-known leaders throughout history and that live in today's society. You can categorize these leaders into many different groups, but I'll be naming 4 different categorizations of these leaders. The first categorization would be political leaders, and then we have civil rights leaders, business leaders, and then social and cultural leaders. I'm going to start off with political leaders, and the first thing that comes to mind is the President of America, which is Joe Biden today. And then I think of great women like Katrín Jakobsdóttir, the Prime Minister of Iceland today, and Angela Merkel, who served as the Chancellor of Germany until 2021. And moving on to civil rights leaders, the one that comes to mind is Martin Luther King Jr., who was a central figure in the American civil rights movement, and he had advocated for racial equality through nonviolent civil disobedience. What also comes to mind is a man called Mahatma Gandhi, who was the leader of the Indian independence movement against British rule. Moving on to business leaders, I think of people like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, who made the big tech companies in the 2000s, and they completely dominate the business world today. These are very famous leaders for growing their companies. Social and cultural leaders around the world would be Oprah Winfrey and Beyonce, who have had a great effect on the independence movement for women, really inspiring women to get more independence away from men. Now we're going to move on to Jocko Willink. He is a retired Navy SEAL officer, author, and podcaster known for his leadership principles and contributions to the field of leadership developments. He gained his leadership experience through the military, where he served for 20 years, reaching the rank of lieutenant. He gained recognition for his leadership during the Battle of Normandy in Iraq. And after retiring from the military, he co-authored the book Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win with Leif Babin. The book outlines leadership principles derived from their experiences in the military, emphasizing accountability, responsibility, and ownership of one's actions. He has then moved on to podcasting, which is called the Jocko Podcast, where he discusses leadership, discipline, and personal development. He often interviews guests from a lot of background and to get the full spectrum of people and trying to get everyone in on leadership, as leadership is everywhere in life. He's also a very strong advocate for physical fitness, as he believes that physical fitness and the role it plays in the mental and emotional well-being is very important. His emphasis on discipline and routine, include early morning workout, is a key aspect of his personal philosophy. I admire him for his straightforward and practical approach to leadership, and his experiences in high-stakes environment, coupled with his commitment to discipline and responsibility, have made him a great inspiration for me to look up to. Now it's time for you, the listener, to reflect on this episode that I just listened to. Did I learn something? Did I not? If not, maybe you can go out and research a leader that you feel inspired by and hopefully learn something of them. Because being a leader is very important in today's society and can get you very far in life. Thank you for listening to my podcast, and I hope you have a good one.